guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Be Brave podcast with me, your host, Grace. Today we are going to be talking about what to do when you are feeling out of control with food and eating and don't know what to do. Before I begin today's episode, I would like to remind you all that I am neither a medical nor mental health professional. Everything I say is based off my own experience and the experiences of those around me. Additionally, don't forget to let me know if there are any other topics you would like me to cover by sending me a DM or email, both of which are listed in the show notes. Please note that this information does not apply for extreme hunger and refeeding. I will make a separate episode on those topics as they are not relevant to today's material, and anything talked about today should not be applied to extreme hunger or those going through a period of restoration. Alright, finally time to talk about today's topic. I promise I will give you tips for what to do when you feel out of control with food, but first there are some really important things I would like you to be asking yourself. Number 1, are you eating enough? Like, really and actually, are you really and truly eating enough? Maybe you have a set amount of calories that, quote unquote, should be enough, and so you think you're eating enough. But is that really enough for your body? Or is that enough for a 2-year-old? Are you eating all types of macro and micronutrients? Or are you only allowing yourself fruits and vegetables? If you aren't eating enough for your body, your biological drive will take over and you will find food and eat it because your body is hungry. If you aren't eating any carbs, your body's main source of energy, it will find carbs in any form, whether that's high sugary foods or bread and pasta. Your body wants and needs carbs. So, if your answer to this first question is no, I'm not eating enough, and I'm not eating a wide variety of foods, then there is one reason that you might be feeling out of control with food. It has nothing to do with willpower or something wrong with you. It actually has to do with your body's basic function of keeping you alive by trying to get you enough energy. This is, however, theoretically easy to fix. Of course, it takes time to challenge these things mentally, but in a very black and white manner, if you give your body enough energy consistently, it won't make you frantically think about eating more to keep you alive. Second question to ask yourself, am I restricting? Maybe you think you're allowing yourself to eat as much as you want, but are you allowing yourself to eat as much as you want of all and any food, or only particular foods? If there is restriction of any type of food or amounts of certain food, your mind will view this as scarcity and therefore want more of it and cause you to constantly think about it. Again, this isn't a lack of willpower or some strange problem with you. It's your biological wiring. So, if your answer to this question was also yes, there is another reason you may be feeling out of control with food. Luckily, there is a solution to this too. Whilst easier said than done, all foods must be made equal. Cucumber has the same moral value as chocolate, and they should be allowed just as readily as one another. I will be releasing an episode soon on fear foods and breaking food rules, so stay tuned for more info on those topics. My next question is, how much exercise are you doing? Some people forget that when they exercise, their body will be hungry for more food. They have an idea of what they are supposed to eat that day, and then after exercising, they find that they're actually hungrier. As your body needs food, people will end up eating the extra food and then finding themselves feeling guilty for going over their quote-unquote plan for the day. This makes no sense though, as I'm not going to eat the same amount of food on a day that I run compared to a day that I'm lying in bed all day. It is important to be realistic with yourself and realize that hunger will not be the same every day. Especially if you are a woman, our hunger is tightly linked to our hormones, which are constantly changing. We can't plan out our food and amounts as we can't plan our hunger. This is where it's important to follow your body and its signals over an app or what other people are doing. Are you beating yourself up after deciding that you've quote-unquote eaten too much? I understand this feeling, believe me. You eat more than you thought you should have, which isn't a thing by the way, and then berate yourself for not having strong enough willpower. Firstly, like we said before, willpower has nothing to do with this, so get that silly word out of here. Secondly, beating yourself up does nothing but make you sad. Has beating yourself up ever motivated you to be kinder to yourself or to do what's best for your body? I didn't think so. Instead, show yourself grace and understanding. By approaching your relationship with food with love and understanding for yourself, you will get much further. With this mindset, you want to be thinking about what will make you feel best. No more thinking about what will make you skinny or what is the healthiest. No. What will make you feel best? What do you want? What do you need? This way, there is no wrong answer. There is no eating too much. It was simply what you needed in that moment. If you get to a point of uncomfortable fullness, remind yourself that this is really normal. All people do this every now and then. Don't beat yourself up over it. Tell yourself it happens and move on. By giving these occasions less power over you, they are less likely to reoccur, as they have less significance, and when something is less significant, the desire decreases. After considering all of these points, you may be realizing that you are in fact not as out of control as you believed, and that truthfully, it was just your biological wiring coming in to try to save you and your energy stores. Alongside these points, there are many other factors that can tie into a feeling of being out of control with food, all of which we unfortunately don't have time for in a short episode. Luckily, there are many resources on the internet. Just make sure to find non-diet sites, as often they are very sneaky with their marketing. Even knowing all of these points and information, it can still sometimes feel really hard when you feel out of control with food. So, here are some of my top tips. In the moment when you are feeling out of control, I want you to use the acronym PAUSE. This stands for put everything down for a moment, assess your physical hunger or fullness, understand your current emotions, set a timer, and evaluate. Put everything down for a moment. Take a step back from the situation, go to a different environment away from the food. Next, assess your physical hunger or fullness. Take a moment to try to bring awareness to your body and the cues it's giving you. Try using the hunger fullness scale to gauge if you are physically full or still hungry, remembering that there is no right or wrong answer. Then, understand your current emotions. Check in with how you are feeling in this moment. Are you stressed, angry, nervous, sad, tired, excited, overwhelmed, all of the above? What do you need in this moment? What are you craving? Are you craving comfort or numbing or an outlet? What are all the ways you could do that right now? Could you have a warm bath or put on a good playlist? Then, set a timer for 5 to 20 minutes to allow yourself to calm and slow down. Next, evaluate if you still want the food. After taking a moment to check in with yourself physically and mentally, ask yourself if you would still like the food. There is no right or wrong answer. It is only important to make a decision where you feel empowered. If you decide to have the food, make sure to dish it up and eat it slowly and mindfully so that you enjoy it. Some other techniques for self-regulation that you could use during the understand part of this acronym are slamming a pillow on the ground, putting ice cubes on your face or holding them in your hands, dancing around, singing, shaking your body out, tensing and then releasing your muscles, giving yourself a butterfly hug, doing some big physiological sighs, putting your hands to your heart and holding it there whilst taking some deep breaths, horse breathing, rolling your shoulders back with your hands, single nostril breathing, box breathing, or jumping up and down. Some other phrases that may be useful are, I can have this food if I want it, but do I really feel like it? How will this food make me feel? I have the thought that I want to, and then insert whatever you're feeling. How about going outside for a few minutes to take a break? Let's reevaluate in 10 minutes. What do I really need in this moment? If this was someone else's body, would I be treating it differently? I know that a relationship with food can be so hard to navigate, especially with all of the pressure and misinformation from the media, from friends and family, from teachers, and everyone in this world. Take it slowly. Remember that there are no right or wrong answers when navigating your relationship with food. There are no good or bad foods. The goal is simply to feel empowered and peaceful with food. Things won't change overnight, so be patient with yourself and give yourself grace. Don't forget that you are enough. You are strong. You are important. And you are here for a reason. Until next time, keep being brave.